What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Randy with RTS Mobile Gaming, bringing you another fantastic Sea of Conquest video today. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the anti-meta 4.0, and that is because of all of the tremendous amount of new content that just came out in the past 5 days. I literally dropped the anti-meta 3.0, which is still a tremendously powerful build, and within 30 minutes of me dropping that video, the game released a massive patch for our server that completely changed many different mechanics in the game, made something stronger and more powerful, and we're going to talk about the best ways to run this build now. We will also be talking briefly about the sponsor for this video, Packsify. Get excited, here we go. So, first, as you can see, I am using a cheese wheel for my ship skin. That is because they have added the ability in this to have skins in your collection. So even though I have the Nemesis, which is absolutely hideous, it gives 5% sailing speed, you can now have this unequipped just in your collection, still get the sailing speed and use something that isn't quite as ugly. So instead I'm using the cheese and pizza ship skin because I love it. And in talking about that, they have added other ship skins to the game, which are going to be game-changing for different variations of the anti-meta build. I'll talk about that super quick, and then we'll get into the actual build itself, One of the most important skins that they have released for this game is available right now at a gambling type of wheel, where you buy tickets and you gamble and you potentially get it. It could cost you anywhere from $1 to $800 depending on your terrible luck. This is going to give you a tremendous amount of bonus strategic damage as well as attack percentage and capacity. So you're getting damage bonus, you're getting attack bonus, you're getting health bonus because your capacity for your sailors are going up. So if you can get these skins, it is going to make strategic even stronger for your setup, If you would like to purchase the things to get this skin, this is a great opportunity to use the sponsor for this video, Packsify. Packsify is going to give you a fantastic way to get this stuff at a discount. I personally purchased about $220 worth of these tickets. You can see here, I have purchased several of the packs, and I did it through Packsify. I was able to purchase these packs for about $186. Packsify will save you anywhere from 15 to 35%, depending on where you live. Check the link in my description. Let's rock and roll. Back to the actual build itself. So if you do have that skin, naturally strategic will get a damage and health bonus. It's going to be fantastic, But if you don't have the skin and you don't have the new heroes, which I do not in this particular build, that is totally fine as well. I'll talk about the build. I'll also talk about where those new heroes will fit in. So, anti-meta 4.0. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to be running with the same foundational heroes from Anti-Meta 3.0, but we'll be making a few gear changes, and we have now some Navigator slots, which are going to give you bonus stats for your ships. Navigators are going to give you 30% of their spots, that is, of their stats. That is this 4th and 5th hero slot. You will not benefit from their skills, or their active skills, or the trinket skills. You will only benefit from a 30% total of the strength, agility, dexterity, and constitution that the heroes and trinkets give. So if you don't have this, those stats in relation to all the other formulas on the ship are going to be somewhere between a 5 to 7% bonus to your damage output and to your survivability. So yes, you'll be at a slight disadvantage, a 5 to 7% disadvantage depending on the enemy's hero quality, their hero ascension level, their trinket ascension level. All these things are going to play into effect. You will be at a slight disadvantage if you don't have it, but it's not the end of the day if you're free to play. Yes, the whales will end up another 5% ahead of you. It sucks, I get it. But you can, through the free in-game pirate quests, get those items in order to enhance your Radiance level and get these slots unlocked. So Ahab, Delilah, and Magnus, we have high aggro trinkets. We have Madame Lulu in here. I am just using one of the trinkets that I had leveled up, but optimally you would like to have a high constitution trinket on her. Again, I need to level up more trinkets on this particular ship, so I can put a shield in here. That would be best in slot. Maybe another level up steering wheel. Has a lot higher constitution. Agility and dexterity. You can also go with one of the healing trinkets, which have really high agility, dexterity, and fairly decent constitution and strength. These will give you more armor and impact for your ships. So it really depends on what you have leveled up. You can swap things around. In fact, I'm going to put this on Lulu and gain some better stat spreads for my ship. I just optimized it further. All right. For the ship set, I am using the Sacred Guardian set for the pure fact that it's very, very tanky and it pulls a ton of aggro to my ship. So this will be a massive aggro farm ship. I'll be generating aggro left and right, and it also gives a 5% HP shield for 3 seconds every time I use a skill, which is going to be really powerful. Okay, on to the Crimson Sentinel. This is still the bait ship build, very high healing. I'm using Blade of Freedom again, okay, for this ship. We are still using Cordelia, Tanaka, and Wanda. I am still using 2 healing trinkets and 1 damage trinket on Tanaka. Tanaka is still doing solid work. And as you can see here, I literally have Luna in here, okay, because she is a high strength hero. I also have a high dexterity and agility trinket on. I need to level this up further. In fact, I didn't have these many shards the other day when I was doing this originally, but as you can see, the stats are going to be fantastic. I'm going to get great armor for the ship, as well as good constitution and strength, combined with a high strength hero, has boosted my attack significantly. If I take Luna off of this ship, you will see that my attack will drop down to 156,000 versus 168. So it is not game changing, but it is a nice bump if you can unlock that 4th hero. Okay, Blade of Freedom again, and these trinkets are what I recommend. On to the Fearless Princess. This is going to be using a Blade of Freedom build. Okay, it is currently rocking incredibly high crit damage on this build. I have found that my Fearless Princess really doesn't take damage early in the fight, so this has been a fantastic opportunity for me to really abuse Griffin's low aggro bonus that he has from Undying Body and really boost my ship's damage in the first 10 seconds, okay? Here I also have a strength hero with a strength trinket on, okay? So I get a total of 2,200 strength divided by 3, gives me somewhere around 760 or so strength that I'm getting bonused onto my ship. If I take Barnacle off, I'm going to drop from 210,000 attack to 196. So a 14,000 attack gain, not quite 10%. That's closer to 8% or so. So it's a good gain having a powerful hero with a good trinket on to my damage dealing ship. All right. We are using the dual crit trinkets here on Griffin and Boa because this is a very high crit damage ship, as you saw. Okay, the crit damage is absolutely out of this world. I think I'm almost at 300% on this ship, maybe a little bit below. So we're at 244% crit damage on this ship. It is absolutely tremendous. This is the way the build drops heavy damage. I'm still over 40% critical resistance. So against people that don't have 2 maxed out crit trinkets, I'm still going to be avoiding a lot of the crits. I'm still running a tanky build in that respect, okay? On to the Stormbringer. As you know, this is the top damage dealer for this build. As such, I am running the 2-piece Guardian and 2-piece Fury of the Storm gear set on this ship. This is going to give me about 23-24% bonus to my HP. It's going to give me somewhere between 15 and 20% bonus to my armor, and it's going to give me a little bit of crit resistance and reduce crit damage received. Also, instead of giving me crit damage or crit rate on the figurehead, using this 2-piece and 2-piece is going to give me a nice attack bonus on here. So this attack bonus does not care if I crit or not. When I do land a crit, it is going to take this attack bonus and basically multiply it by the amount. It's not a 1-to-1 like that, okay? But the crit damage multiplier is end of the equation. It will factor in all the things behind it and multiply them by my crit damage output. I have very high crit damage itself because I'm still over 200% on this ship. I'm at 208% with, again, we're at just under 50% crit resistance. So very, very tanky, incredibly high damage output ship with great attack rate, okay? And also, look at this almost 8 million HP compared to my Fearless Princess at 6.6 million with Blade of Freedom. 8 million HP from running again. I have about 23-24% HP bonus from this 2-piece Guardian set because I have 2 HP bonus stacks here, 6.62, another 6.62, and then the 10% here, so it's just under 23, just over 23, 23.2 with some decimal places, okay, percentage bonus attack, bonus HP from running the 2-piece set. It really, really, really is very, very, very powerful, making me incredibly tanky and still dealing disgusting amounts of damage, okay? Lastly, we have the goddess Satjit. Now, I have switched up this ship, and you know what? We'll talk about this. We'll talk about the skills on this ship. I've switched up this ship to do a tremendous amount of single target damage. Previously, you've seen me running with splash damage on this ship. I am currently liking, for this particular build, the reluctance to fall behind skill. Okay, the splash damage version of this is also very powerful, but having a single target version of this build is going to be really, really strong. Now, like I said, you can use the canned, really all three of the builds for the goddess Satjit. The skills are all fantastic, no matter which ultimate you get. For this particular build, since I have high rate of basic attacks, I have a ton of basic attacks coming out, I'm really focusing on artillery damage percentage. Artillery damage percentage is going to come to me from the Artillery Queen of Revenge set. This is going to give me a total of 35% artillery damage. It is also going to give me a 15% damage mitigation. I am running very, very tanky on this ship because this ship pulls aggro immediately. It only takes a second or two to get its full 35% damage stacks, and at that point, it is the hardest hitting ship in my fleet until the other ships start triggering damage rage ultimates, okay? But up until that point, this ship is the highest damage dealer. Therefore, it's great to have crit resistance on the figurehead, putting this ship at a disgusting level of tankiness, just under 80% crit resist, still over 100% crit rate, and 170%, just under 170% crit damage. This ship pumps out a ton of damage, ton of single target damage, ton of artillery bonus proc damage, okay, coming from Sharky. Also, since I'm triggering so many basic attacks, it's really going to benefit Key Landing. Key Landing, as you know, is going to be generating rage for her ship every 5 basic attacks. She is also generating ambush procs, which trigger an additional basic attack as she builds stacks from landing basic attacks. So the more basic attacks you have, the more damage Sharky and Key Landing do. Now, if you're going to have the new hero here, let's talk about the 2 new heroes and where they fit into this build, okay? The 2 new heroes that are going to fit into this build are going to be Letitia Miller, who I don't have. Now, I don't have either here on this account, but I'll have Letitia soon, maybe tonight. Letitia is a massive damage dealer. She is going to do anywhere from 60 to 110% of the damage output of Griffin. I have had reports from some of my friends who run her where she does a little bit less damage than Griffin. I have seen reports where she out-damages Griffin. She does fantastic nuking ability. I posted a video on her just a few days ago, really going through this in detail, but she is going to give a tremendous bonus to your strategic ship. If you combine this with the new ship skin that I showed you earlier, the Blazing Sails ship skin that gives you strategic bonuses, you are going to see a strategic damage ship that is absolutely unbeatable in damage output. In addition, the other new hero that has came out, okay, I went to the wrong menu there. The other new hero that has come out is going to be this beautiful raccoon dude named Ricky. He is the Bloody Butcher. Ricky also does great nuking damage. He does artillery damage to 3 ships in the enemy fleet. He also, every time one of the heroes on his ships triggers an ability, his ship does a basic attack. If you're going to use Ricky on this ship, okay, and I'm going to do a detailed video on Ricky in a day or two talking about all of his really utility, but at the high level, if you are going to use Ricky on this ship, and when I get Ricky, I will be using him on this ship, I will be switching to my other goddess Satjit that has splash damage and heavy artillery. Splash damage with heavy artillery means every time Ricky triggers that bonus basic attack, so every 8 to 10 seconds, he's triggering 3 bonus basic attacks because there's 3 skills going off, okay? He is going to be generating a disgusting amount of damage due to heavy artillery, and because this ship has splash, the basic attack damage is dealing splash. So this is where New Age Ammunition really shines. If I use New Age Ammunition and the splash skill and heavy artillery, along with Sharky and Key Landing, I have to change the itemization of my setup a little bit differently. Blade of Freedom is going to be way stronger than the Queen of Revenge artillery build if you're using these slower basic attacks that are there to do splash damage. So whenever I do switch to Ricky, I am going to be changing to this splash ship. I'll be changing to Blade of Freedom, and I'll be doing a tremendous amount of damage with the basic attacks, absolutely wiping everybody out, okay? And that, again, I'll post a detailed video talking through all of that. But for this video today, and if you are here at 15 minutes, go ahead and say 15 minutes, Randy, because I want to hear it, baby. Let me see where you're at. This is going to be the anti-meta 4.0, okay? And again, the strength of your heroes, while important, who are navigators, they really are only getting 30% of their stats coming through, so it's not the end of the world if you end up using a purple hero instead of a gold hero, okay? Just depends who you have available. I'm using Cursed Ed on Strategic right now, but I could trade him in, for some other heroes. You also have incredibly high constitution heroes like Agnes. Maybe this will make you want to level Agnes up. Agnes would be even stronger on my flagship than Madame Lulu. Madame Lulu has good constitution, but she also has a good balance of strength, agility, and dexterity. If I put Agnes on here, or if I put on Django, you would see a very different spread of these stats. And Agnes actually had, and this is previously known as Armstrong, actually has such a disgustingly high level of constitution that it could be really worth you leveling her up to add as a +1 onto one of your ships. All right? So that is the video as far as the ship build and the hero setup. Let's take a look at the stargazing next, okay? Because I'm sure you're going to, the gem specialization next. I'm sure you're going to want to see this. I have changed things up a little bit since the last video, but essentially I'm still using 4 attack gems here, okay? These gems are going to give me great attack percentage. The fact that I'm doing a tremendous amount of crit damage is going to multiply these attacks. It's not a direct multiplier because the attack is sort of blended into this other part of the equation. It's just a little piece of the equation. But the crit damage is going to be multiplying this by, as you saw, anywhere from 170 to 244 percentage points. So it's a really big deal. We also have 2 gems in crit damage. So those are our 6 red gems. I'm using 2 of the multicolor slots, 4 red slots, all right? Crit resistance. I have all of the crit resistance slots here as green. Okay, really, really powerful. And then as far as the actual damage bonuses, I have 2 taking on water yellow gems and 2 strategic damage gems. And those are the 2 biggest damage dealers on this build. But I will say that the artillery setup still does tremendous damage. Let me see if I can pull up a report from a day or 2 ago. I was just messing around. I want to show you the damage spread of this particular build, if it'll load. Here you can see I have the 4th heroes in action here. I have their trinkets on. And you can see here that this performance is really, really balanced. Even though I don't have any artillery damage gems, I'm getting so much bonus artillery damage from Ophelia's trinket and from the Queen of Revenge set that Sharky and the ship itself, they're both able to pump out a disgusting amount of damage. Okay? They're able to keep up with my strategic build, which has all the best gear and the best trinkets and 2 yellow gems, as well as my Adeline build that also has all my best gear and trinkets and 2 taking on water gems. So you're really seeing a very nicely balanced build here, and that's how I like to run this setup. I like the idea of you kill one of my 4 ships, there's still 3 more that are going to hit you really hard. It's not the end of the world. And even Tanaka here, over 30 million damage output by himself on a healing support ship with 2 healing trinkets and Blade of Freedom that's using crit resistance and HP on the sail. So he's not using a high damage ship part set. He's got 2 of his 4 ship parts into tankiness. He has got 2 of his 3 trinkets on his ship going towards healing. 30 million damage output from him in this fight. Comparatively, if we look over here, Griffin only did 38 million. So Tanaka is really, really doing a great job as a single damage dealer. He sort of fuels his own fire once he has 7 stacks of foresight. He triggers his own damage from his trinket because of his stacks of burning that he's applying. And then you just have this fantastic Cordelia-Wanda combo. The Wandelia combo is unbeatable in support, generating a disgusting amount of healing. And Wanda is generating a lot of rage for her ship as well, which is helping boost Tanaka's damage. It's not as much rage generation as if Tanaka were on the Stormbringer, but she is generating a tremendous amount of rage through her level 6 star skill. All right? And that is the video, folks. That's how it works. That's the overall philosophy. Those are the gems. Those are the ships. Those are the heroes. Those are the 4th hero, Navigator. And I recommend to you, it really depends on what you have available because you may not have all these same heroes that we have today at level 100. So it sort of depends on what you have to pick from. But just keep this in mind. Healing heroes have medium constitution, low to medium strength, and high dexterity and agility, okay? Constitution heroes obviously have low strength, medium agility, dexterity, and high constitution. And strength heroes are the flip side. They have tremendous strength, low constitution, and medium agility, dexterity. So if you want to stack armor and impact, put on a healing hero with a healing trinket. If you want to stack and see higher health, put on a constitution hero. If you want to see higher damage output, put on a strength hero with a strength trinket. Those are the things you really want to know. Okay, welcome to the 20-minute mark. If you are here for 20 minutes, put 20 minutes, Randy. I want to hear it. That is the end of the video. Please feel free to like and subscribe. And thank you again to Packsify for sponsoring this video. Anti-Meta 4.0, Randy out.